good, one's bad, yeah, they're really always like this. We don't know who's who, but at least we know who Mike is. They love to complain, they got sports on the brain, and they frequently drive each other insane. It's the good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. It's the good and the bad and the Mike.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Good, the Bad and the Mike. I'm Oisin, that's Cian.
Hello.
And that's Mike.
Hello.
So we're putting this out a few days early this week, just because we've got shit to do during the week, and we didn't want you guys to miss out on a show. So we're putting it out. We're recording it today is Saturday, and
I'd like to thank Mike
today or tomorrow.
Because we're recording this at 10 a.m. and I don't think he's been up at 10 a.m. on a Saturday in quite a long time. So big thank you to Mike.
No.
Round of applause, Mike. What a man.
Yeah, no. I'm shocked there. The body is not willing here, but the mind is.
It'll be put out on either a Saturday or a Sunday. Who knows? Well, you'll know by the time you listen to it. So, but that was. Cheers, lads. That's our bit of housekeeping. I feel like I had something else I want to say, but I've completely blanked on it now. So let's just jump straight into the news.
I mean, do we discuss Oisin's new surroundings, moving up in the world?
Oh, his shit good internet?
Yeah. Pretty fucking hype about that. I've moved back to Dublin. But to be fair, I had moved back to Dublin in our last podcast.
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Yes, just
we forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, thought you bring it up, but you didn't.
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was relevant or important.
I mean, production and housekeeping-wise, we might not be able to hear you with your bad internet.
I mean, I was never the one who had issues with the internet before. That was young Cian over there. Who knows his excuse?
Young Cian.
Yeah. I said it.
Okay with it. Hello.
He's not hit 30 yet, so he's still young. That's
And
how
we
it
lost
works.
2 views. And there goes 2 views.
But yeah, I'm pretty hyped to be back, which means five-a-side will finally get started. We'll have
The legendary 5-a-side that's been 2 years in the making.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, most of that was because of lockdown and the fact that I moved back home. So, it's not my fault. But yeah, I'm gonna call places this week and see what the story is.
Fair.
Get this shit,
Alright.
Get this shit started. The Good, the Bad, and the Mike 5-a-side team. At some point.
Nice.
Alright. So now that the housekeeping is done, let's jump straight into the news. Unless anyone has any other housekeeping they want to bring up.
I mean, we have some comments here on the last video.
Oh, yes. Cian, work away.
Okay. So, this is from few comments, or Ulton, as we like to call him. He says that NFL belongs in the bin. Not sure how I feel about this.
Bit harsh.
That's
Bit harsh.
Video.
Yeah.
It was like all of last week's show. Bit harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. If he doesn't have to follow it.
He's not going to be happy about the season starting back then. There'll be a bit more NFL content.
Updates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ulton.
Maybe we can do like little timestamps and say, just skip this if you don't want to listen to
I
it.
mean, if you
Go
want
ahead.
to do that, you can, but I know for a fact Yoshi's not doing that, and I'm not doing that.
It's not a hope in hell I go through that. What was
Sorry,
the-
Alton, I tried.
The other comment from my sister, who made a comment on, we were talking about the FAI being, are they the first, national body to do it?
I don't know if
I
they're
don't know
the
if they are.
first.
No.
There's definitely not
No.
many to do it, anyway. We were saying that they were progressive in offering equal pay.
I believe you said. Whoa.
I
Don't
did say
stick
it.
me.
I
Don't
said
stick
it. I'm
me
not
and
gonna do
Oisin
this.
into your
I said it
misogynistic ways.
But what's misogynistic about that? If they're the first people to do it, I should
Okay,
say
kid.
progressive.
Okay.
But anyway, so our comment was progressive, more like the bare minimum, which fair. I can see that. But if this is the bare minimum, then what the fuck were they doing before this?
Oh, they were just it was a shit show. It's worth pointing out that according to firstpost.com, England, Brazil, Australia, Norway, and New Zealand are among the other nations to have publicly committed to paying their men and women players the same amount for earning a senior cap.
That surprises me because I figured I would have heard of it if England did it. I figured it
Yeah.
would be more in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure when England did it.
We're still top 10 now.
Top 10 finish.
Top 10 finish.
Things you
Easy
love
quals.
to see. England did it. I see it. There's a thing here from the 3rd of September on Reuters. So actually, it has been like really recent.
Oh, fair. Well, 3rd of September was yesterday.
Yes, it was, but it's the first one I saw from what did I say? Firstpost.com was from 5 days ago, so it is relatively recent.
Oh, fair.
Yes, all right then. Mike, you had some news?
Yeah, I guess we start off with a bit of a funny story. So, here on the show, I like to say I enjoy absolute scumbag tactics. We talked about the marathon runner,
Yeah.
and I feel this story that developed during the
Hey,
week
those water
is in
bottles
this
were
category.
slippy. Those water bottles
That's
were
it.
slippy.
That kind of excuse, this one has no excuse, Keane.
Okay.
Eintracht Frankfurt striker Filip Kostic was looking forward to a move to transfer to Lazio. However, a problem appeared as Frankfurt deliberately gave the wrong email address to Lazio to submit the bid.
I mean, that's just a clerical error. That's, just
And
human error.
obviously,
Shit happens when you're
I
dealing
think
with
they
humans.
didn't tell until after the window, so it was too late to sign him.
Yeah, they
So
told
he's still
they
there.
told Kostic that Lazio had never made an official bid for him because they had never received an email.
I'm genuinely surprised that it's done through email.
Yeah,
I do like the
me
idea
too.
of the coach being on to me like, yeah, I want to make a bid for this player. Like, oh yeah. It's like, no, we haven't heard from them. Don't know what. No,
don't know what's
no
going
interest. Yeah.
on.
So,
Frankfurt have apparently come out afterwards and said that it wasn't intentional. And
I have to say that.
Give me 2 seconds. It wasn't intentional, and apparently Lazio forgot the letter K in the email address.
I mean, I'm trying to think.
Eintracht Frankfurt.
How did they send the wrong email address? Like, do Lazio contact? How did they contact them? And say, hey, we need you to send us an email address.
Yeah, did they use a different email address to send that email address?
Yeah.
Please tell me they did that.
That's actually something I just realized there. How did
Yeah.
they get the initial communication to get an email address?
It seems insane.
Like,
But
did
it's looking
Lazio
like it's looking
send a
like
letter?
now Lazio's director has said that Lazio forgot the K, which so it wasn't an intentional mistake or an intentional handout from Frankfurt. But that's just
Yeah.
insane.
Almost as funny as the time David De Gea's transfer to Madrid was halted because of a faulty fax machine.
So funny. Did you see because of that error from Real previously, they had Mbappe's details up in the system like a few days before the window closed, just in
I
case
have
PSG
no
said-
doubt.
just in case PSG changed their minds. I was like, yeah, we'll take that money. Absolutely fantastic.
What a strange transfer window this has been.
It was, but we'll get to that later.
Oh boy.
Foreshadowing.
That's the word I was looking for. Keane, you have some news too, I hear. Keane? Oh no. Alright, this is gone to hell. Because I've just been kicked
National
out of-
TV.
What's going on here?
Did you get kicked out of?
It says I'm not in the party anymore.
What?
I'm back. Alright, Keane, I couldn't hear you for a while and I started ranting on. So, Keane, you're back.
Alright, we're back. So anyway, this school became kind of famous when they had to play a national televised game against IMG Academy. The very highest level of high school football. in America.
Arguably one of the best.
It's literally
in
a
the
school
country.
that's just there for sports.
Yeah.
They just get everybody to play sports. But anyway, IMG beat them 58-0. Kind of shocking. And what came out afterwards was that Bishop Sycamore weren't really of age to play high school football, as I believe their entire team was men in their early 20s who just thought, they're high schoolers, we're in our early 20s, we can fuck them up. But they did. They lost to a bunch of 17, 18-year-olds.
Absolutely
And,
incredible.
Oh, stop.
That's not all I've heard. There has been so much more. It's a giant rabbit hole if you just spend... I honestly recommend people spend 10 minutes of your day just investigating Bishop Sycamore, and it gets funnier and funnier the more you listen to it.
Their coach got fired afterwards, but also didn't he have an outstanding arrest warrant that this whole thing is drawn like attention to again? Apparently, but I can't remember what it was for. Hold on, I'm going to see if I can find it now. It's got to be around here somewhere.
We'll just keep going.
Sure, it's our mistake.
No, I can't
And
find it. I can't find it anywhere. I was trying to find Bishop Sycamore's coach's arrest warrant, what it was for, outstanding arrest warrant, but I can't find it anymore.
I believe it's fraud.
Active arrest
Murder.
for Johnson
There's
related
assault.
to
There's assault.
fraudulent misrepresentation, conversion, and unjust enrichment.
Assault one as well.
These are just what the Wikipedia says. I assume there's many.
What other things did I hear about them? They played a game on the Friday night of that weekend as well.
Yeah, because we're reading here that IMG were supposed to play somebody else who pulled out last minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Just
It's
this.
an app.
I've heard of this kind of happening before. I think in the early 2000s, there was some lad in his early 20s who wanted to go back and play high school football again. So one of his friends who was in high school who didn't play football, he literally just stole his identity and went back and played high school football and then went on to play college football. And got away with this for 4 or 5 years, or even more. And then something came out, like apparently he was actually on NFL practice squads or preseason training camps, I think. And then they kind of realized that he wasn't who he said he was. And it's insane to think that people can actually get away with that.
True. What Bishop Sycamore did, I will say one thing, it is genius in one sense that, obviously it needs to be done completely right in league, but basically they make a living out of playing all these top schools because they don't get much games because teams like, oh, I don't want to play these, I don't want to play these.
Oh, fair.
But scouts are going to be at those games. So
Yeah,
you tell people, by the way, there's going to be a scout this game. They're going to be scouting the other team, but if you play well, they might take notice of you. That's a good shout to get scouted.
No, it is.
Because they're going to be at the game watching the other team, and they keep playing all these top teams.
Yeah, but if you're getting your ass handed, 58-0. Not sure how many.
They finished
Transfer
last
in.
season 0-6. Like
They won 6 games.
they're
0-6 would be lost.
0-6 is the last 6 games. Yeah, they went 5-6 in its first season apparently, but like all its losses are like 35-0, 56-6,
Yeah,
37-14.
Fair.
Some shocking results. So you really don't know how they got onto ESPN.
Apparently, also, they had during the game, one of the guys was injured down and had to be carted off. And ESPN were looking at it going, I don't see him in the roster, the lineup. There's number 34 on the sheet we're given here. Who is he?
There's a video of them not having enough
Helmets. on stage.
helmets in gear.
Passing them.
So they pass them off as the offense comes off and the defense goes on.
Oh, it's just so...
insane.
And it's funny. They're the ones that allowed ESPN to go on TV.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if they didn't do that, no one would know about Bishop Sycamore. So they brought this on themselves by lying on ESPN.
Yeah, I don't know what their end goal was there.
To go on national TV. Honestly, it was a funny story for today, for the week, as it developed.
A less funny story, from our point of view, is that Ronaldo broke the record for international goals scored during the week, thanks to a 2-1 win over Ireland, which arguably shouldn't have even been on the pitch, but
that's why I would.
It was his first goal that broke the record, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was the first goal that broke the record. Yeah, still shouldn't have been on the pitch for that goal though.
I have.
Fair.
It was a heartbreaking result.
It is funny how that when VAR was involved, that they spent so much time on the penalty and the rechecking if it should have been retaken. That they just glanced over the incident of the
didn't
the push.
even look at it.
Yeah, I was like, that's fine. Now I've heard many reports saying, that the referee was a disgrace. I wouldn't say he was that bad. The only thing I found that was shocking, and I was like, you can't really do, was the second goal. After he takes his shirt off, the ref goes up to Ronaldo. Never mind, it's not the record goal, so I don't see an excuse. And he's shriveled, going, "Sorry, I have to give you this yellow." And I'm just, you can't say that to a player if he's done. He's really taking his shirt off. Guarantee yellow. Everyone knows it. You're told it. Don't take your shirt off in the celebration. So why are you apologizing that you have to give him a yellow? It's not the record goal. It's.
He just wanted his place in history, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. But
please sign my card after.
I saw some people. I haven't seen a replay of the second goal, so I can't confirm or deny this. But I've seen some people say that there was a potential offside on the second goal that they just didn't check. It seems insane, but I don't remember seeing where it would have been.
It's minimal. I think it's just before Ronaldo comes back into the box.
Right.
For the header. I think it's like, it's one of those you're gonna have to get the lines out, but you might say his hips pointing out.
Right.
Like it's not
enough.
It's not guaranteed offside. It's perspective. I'm going with here.
I did enjoy it. I watched the highlights the next day because I kind of want to see all of this old. I did enjoy the build of the penalty. No idea which countries like commentary I was watching, but the build up to the penalty was great. But they were like, "This is it. This is the penalty for Ronaldo to put him ahead in the all-time international goal scoring list. He could do it right here." Oh fuck! Yes, they did. It
was a fantastic save from Bazunu.
Yeah.
Didn't consider that this League One goalkeeper could save a Ronaldo penalty.
I think he had a fantastic game. Gavin Bazunu.
I have heard that.
I felt really sorry for him then with Ronaldo.
The two goals were just well taken.
They were, to be fair.
There's very little anyone could do about them.
It was funny. I think it's the first one. I think it's Egan for the first one. I watched it on top. It's like this game. That goal is this matter of 5 seconds. I think Egan's marking him at the 6-yard box, and Ronaldo kind of shoves him to get some space.
Yeah.
And Egan decides that he's gonna stay where he is. And then as the ball's coming, this is in the space of 5 seconds. There's already that gap between Egan and Ronaldo, and I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
It's that 5-second decision where he decided to stay instead of follow Ronaldo.
Yeah, fair.
And it's unfortunate, but yeah, sometimes that's what it is.
True.
Split-second decision can cost you.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. Especially after having held on for so long. I thought it was a fantastic performance from Ireland. You know, the lads can be proud of themselves.
Beating Portugal would be something after losing to Luxembourg.
Yeah, it would have been huge.
I mean, to be fair, isn't it not? There is some. If we did beat Portugal, how more infuriating would it be that we lost because we didn't beat Luxembourg? We didn't qualify.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, it's like we could have done it, but we still lost to Luxembourg.
That is a very fair point. But we still got 2 games to go this international break, and so hopefully another few good performances will be more rewarded for them. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Yes.
Before I move on to my last piece of news, did we have any other pieces of news that I'm forgetting?
Uh,
Not for
no,
me anyway.
not for me.
Alright, good. Just wanted to double check. So my last piece of news is that Urban Meyer, the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars, is currently under
And Olton
investigation.
switched up.
Is currently under investigation by the NFL Players Association for comments he made earlier in the week about how players' vaccination status came into account when they were deciding who to cut in their final cuts before the season. And I think the fact that he's under investigation for that is just so fucking stupid.
To an extent, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you, but from the Players Association, it is seen as discrimination, and they have to pull it out.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but you can't
Yeah.
prove anything.
Oh no, Meyer said yes. The vaccine thing has come in to my.
Did he actually say that?
He said
Yeah.
his exact words were, where was it? Hold on. Oh yeah, here it is. Everyone was considered. That was part of the production. Let's start talking about this, and then also, is he vaccinated or not? Can I say that was a decision maker? It was certainly in consideration. That's his quote from earlier in the week, on
I mean,
Tuesday.
like the players knew it would be detrimental to them if they didn't get it. Because of like the league's rules on if
Yeah.
a match gets cancelled because a player caught it
Yeah, but I
without
think
being vaccinated.
the only reason that he's under investigation is because somehow the NFLPA had worked this summer to ensure protections for unvaccinated players, essentially saying that they can't be cut. The NFL explicitly told teams that they can't cut players based on vaccination status.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
but
don't
we
understand how you
find a
can
reason,
go.
but he still shouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, 100% he shouldn't have said that. But I mean, it's obviously going to be a factor. It's the same as looking at players' injury histories and going, how likely are they to be available? Like, unvaccinated players are more likely to be unavailable for games due to the COVID protocols if they're close contacts and stuff. Like, I just think the fact that he's under investigation for it is really fucking stupid now.
True. On the
Yeah.
lighter note, have you seen the viral video of his assistant
No.
No.
taking the smelling salts?
No.
Oh my god, it's amazing. So they've got the camera on him on Urban Meyer, and as he's walking past one of his other coaches, the coach just takes out some smelling salts out of his pocket, just sniffs it, and you can just see him sitting there, oh yeah! It's really funny. It just happened to get caught. You can see him smelled it, and then just going, ugh!
Oh, that's incredible.
All right.
Did that happen
Worth a watch.
Was that at a match or at train? At
I
camp?
think it was at one of the preseason games because it was definitely like they were on the sideline, and it
That's
was
so funny.
very funny.
But like,
Definitely have to give that a watch.
what do you do?
Oh, you could just see him just sit there go, yeah.
Have you caught up on Hard Knocks?
No, I am. I haven't watched episode 3, but I did find out some spoilers as to players who made the team by accident.
I did. I purposely looked up because I was like, I need to know about some. I need to know.
Yeah.
It was heartwarming. And I was like, I was shocked at the place that actually made it. I was like, that is not how Hard Knocks was leading this.
Fair.
We'll discuss it then after, because we don't want to spoil it on us.
Yes.
That's fair. I still haven't watched last week's episode or the week before. I don't think.
But it was the return of Mrs. Parsons.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to try and squeeze it in today then. No, fine.
You love to see it. All right, let's move on from our news pieces, and we're gonna later on in the show we're gonna do a bit of a transfer window roundup. But first up is we're gonna discuss the NFL final cuts that took place during the week. Any big surprises to you guys?
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off. in our pre-game show, I was very adamant and said Cam Newton will start the first 4 games at least. Literally the next day, Cam Newton's been cut.
Okay, and
I can't.
and when Cam Newton get cut, did you still think he was going to start the first 4 games? Be honest,
Honestly,
Mike.
still thought he was still going to start. Yes, I still sent the text to double down. He's going to start, and then as the day went on, it became more and more clear. Yeah, no, this ain't happening.
And again, though,
So thoughts on Big Mac then?
I'm shocked because the entire preseason and the games, Mac Jones wasn't really snapping with the ones
let's
at
say
all.
that, though, Mama Mac is going to be delighted.
Oh, Mama Mac's gonna be absolutely off the wall delighted, but it doesn't make sense to me that you have Cam Newton training the entire season with the ones preseason, taking all the first snaps, then going to Mac Jones, that he doesn't at least start game 1.
Yeah, it's strange. And they dropped Horror the Destroyer as well, wasn't it? Or was it Stidham?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought they kept Hoyer.
that's yeah. I will discuss
those
that because
two
Bill, as now he is manipulating the rules, which I find very interesting, with the way that practice squads work.
In what?
So Hoyer, Matt Lacoste, and I think he has 2 other veterans. Nick Folk's also on the veterans. They're all on the practice squad.
Right.
So because they're veterans, they don't need to be waived. And the new rule is that you can elevate 2 players from the practice squad to the game day on the day. So essentially, they're just gonna go to the 53 and go, you're gonna be a
Oh my
healthy scratch,
God.
Hoyer. You're
Mac Jones
gonna
is
be
your
so-
only quarterback on your
yeah,
roster.
yeah. Hoyer is on our practice squad, but he's gonna be elevated every game. If one of
I
the
feel like you
53 as a
Do
healthy
that
scratch,
every game.
it's a
No, but
manipulation of the rule.
No, but you wouldn't. No, they're not. You're not
Oh, no,
going to bring
Hoyer
him on
could
to
be-
healthy scratch him. That makes no sense.
Well, Hoyer is what's it called? Hoyer is currently the backup, and
Yeah,
other
but-
teams can sign him, but I don't think he's gonna go anywhere.
But
Happy.
if they do bring him up, then they're not going to healthy scratch him because that means he's not going to play.
No,
So
as
there's-
in healthy scratch someone in the 53,
Yeah. And then
then Hoyer comes
Fair.
in. So that's what
Fair.
they're doing. Same with Nick Folk, and I think they have Matt Lacoste the time.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Bill
That's
Belichick
the
is the
anthem made
same
the team.
squad, and he's just like, you're gonna let you go. You're not gonna play today. Hoyer, you're in. It's an interesting one.
I feel
It
like those
is.
practice squad rules should not be like that, but
Yeah.
I'm
Mainly for
intrigued to
this
see how this
very
works.
reason, I would think.
COVID. No, it is for this reason, but it's because COVID.
Yeah.
You can't say.
No, I
you
know
can't
that
just say.
they did more players can go on the practice squad and they can be older just for COVID, but
Yeah, I thought he'd make, but yeah, no, we're going the season with 1 QB on the roster,
yeah.
and just have Hoyer elevated every week.
Gotta have a lot of faith for Mac Jones then.
Yeah,
So what
I
was
mean,
your prediction for the
I'm not gonna lie.
Patriots in the preseason show?
I still have them for the Super Bowl, I believe.
Really?
I
Yeah.
still have. Like, I'm not gonna lie, watching Cam and Mac, there is a huge difference. Cam is Cam. He brings something which was interesting. Another reason I thought Cam was there, Cam didn't run at all in the preseason. There was no designed runs, so I was like, alright, they're keeping him healthy for the games. Yeah.
Keeping him healthy,
but-
of course.
Yeah.
Maybe if he had a poor Jimmy G and he could run at defensive tackles,
Live it's
then he'd be on the team.
But watching Mac, it was interesting. It is going back to and I don't want to compare him to him, but it is going back to the guy we had before Cam and Stidham.
Oh yeah,
Just
so
say
Mike,
the
how
name.
is it going
Uh-huh.
from the 1 quarterback in 20 years to now 2 quarterbacks in 2 years?
Yeah, that's okay. We got Mac's gonna be 21 years.
A rookie QB has never started the season and made it to the Super Bowl, I don't think. I think that's the stat. Do you think Mac
It is funny. This is our first QB we've had in the first year. This is our first round pick QB playing for us since Bledsoe back in the
Bledsoe.
90s.
Well, I mean, to be fair, wait, you of your QBs drafted?
Yeah,
Because Cam
of our
was
QBs.
first round. Yeah, because that you've had Tom Brady
Yeah.
and then Drew Bledsoe
Yeah,
for the last 25 years. So
yeah.
I mean,
To be fair, I was kind of hoping it would have been funnier, and I think poetic romantic if Cam Newton started, gets absolutely blown up week 2 by the Jets, and Mac Jones has to come in.
I mean, he's only beat the Jets last year because they felt sorry for you.
Pretty
Game
much.
1, not Game 2. Game 2, no.
It's also worth noting that now Mac Jones pretty much has to play against Tom Brady in that Buccaneers game, unless you decide to send
Yeah.
out Hoyer
They
the
send out
Destroyer
Hoyer
for
the
some reason.
Destroyer.
Yeah, I think they're gonna say. From what I've heard from Mac, there have been good things. The chap also learned willingly the defensive playbook he has for the defensive playbook, and the defense squad is like, "Why do you want that?" And he goes, "Oh, I just want to see how the defense works in the NFL. What kind of concepts?" Which I
I
found
mean, like, he'd
interesting.
be learning that anyway. Well, it's what special
Yeah,
teams,
but I
mean,
assume
well, particular teams not
learning
special
it from a
teams.
defensive side, I think, is a nice.
Oh yeah, but that
It's the extra
is what
work.
he should.
Yeah.
It's not like no, 'cause that's what he'd be learning. That's what just learning what the defense should be thinking, what they should be doing. That's what quarterbacks should be doing.
I should be learning the offensive playbook first. You'd think.
Oh yeah,
You should be learning both, though. That's the point. The
Yeah.
point Keane's making
I
is that he
guess.
didn't do anything extra.
pretty
I
much,
think-
yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so because that's what their entire thing is: film room on NFL defenses and what they're trying to do to you.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you
But
watch
I did
it?
watch
Like
an
I said-
interesting video particularly on Trey Lance, about how he's played well in the preseason, but it showed us the adaptation from college to the NFL, where he's like, okay, we look at this. This looks like man. Trey Lance thinks he sees man, and then like snap. It's like, oh my god, it's zone. Ah! And they just like, like that's all the NFL now is just what you see is definitely not whatever the fuck you think it is.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is interesting.
It is interesting though that also another factor is, although I say we have an easy start to the schedule, it's a very tough one for Mac Jones. In fact, that it's Brian Flores' defense, Robert Sala's defense, the Saints defense, and then Todd Bowles with the Buccaneers defense. That's 4 strong defensive coordinators.
So by week 5, we'll know if Mac Jones has it or not. I mean, I'm excited for Mac Jones. I want to see what he's got.
Once again, it is worth noting we are going to be a heavy run-dominated team. So hopefully, if everything goes well, it's going to be a lot of second and threes, second and fours.
I've noticed that you have more running backs on the team than we do, and I thought we had too many running backs. Oh, Ramondre Stevenson made the team.
Yeah, I was happy about that. Ramondre made the team. Harris, JJ made it. I'm so happy about.
So who's your like number 1 running back? JJ Taylor?
It will be Damian Harris. Will be first
Harris,
down.
yeah.
So how many
But I
running backs
like
do you
as
have?
5.
5 and a fullback.
Right.
We actually have 6 on the roster. I think.
Yeah, we only have 4.
What's his name? Also said we signed a guy on the waivers who Belichick is a big fan of. Who's a fullback, and I'm trying to think of his name.
Well, Jacob Johnson is still your active fullback.
Yes, but I think Jakob might.
Ben Mason?
He might. Yes, Ben Mason. That's it.
He's on your practice squad, yeah.
Belichick's a
happy to see
huge
him
fan
still
of
get there.
Ben. So there's arguments saying that if Hunter Henry is, injured or any of that, he's just gonna go. All right, he's gonna play the 2 fullbacks and just go. This is how we're gonna run it.
Interesting over Matt
Line,
LaCassa, or
yeah,
LaCassa.
just line one of the fullbacks up in the tight end slot and say you ain't catching it. You're just gonna block.
Fair.
But our fullbacks, we have Brandon Bolden is technically down as a running back, but he'll just be special teams, I think.
Fair,
Same
yeah.
way we have Slater on
Yeah,
wide receiver.
technically your receiver.
Never plays it. Still a Pro Bowler.
In his 13-year career, how many catches has he had? One.
That's one. And then
1 catch.
other notes that we added, Gary Gilbert. Didn't realize he was a former Patriot. From the Cowboys.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy, and it still doesn't change my prediction. Just gotta say, I was completely wrong in it being Cam.
I think I stand by my stance of last week that your prediction is well off, but that's not the point.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
Aim high.
spicy.
Keane, did you have any
Yes.
that surprised you?
Well, okay, lads. It's going to be a historic season. Because, for the first time since 2002, we have a white cornerback on the team.
Oh my God!
Oh
Yes.
my days.
It's a bit of a I don't know if he really counts because he's been playing safety for the last like 3 years for the football team,
Ooh, we'll
and
take
now
it.
they
We'll
moved him to
take it.
corner.
Nah,
So,
it counts. It
see how
counts.
that goes. So that made me laugh. Didn't realize it's been 2002 since we've had a white active quarterback in the NFL, which is just insane to think about. But how it's going. So keep up to how Troy Apke is doing.
I
And
mean, that's it. He'll be well known. There'll be jerseys selling out.
yeah, the KKK's new favorite team. Well, they might have been if they kept the Redskins
Ooh.
moniker, I suppose.
You leave Kyler Murray out of this.
yeah, the Cajuns.
Kramer.
But yeah, no, one of my favorite stories of this one of the players who managed to make a team, who really had no chance of making a team. Right, so this is Jarrett Patterson. I've seen some of his plays during the week because he's listed as 5'8".
He's listed as 5'1".
Apparently that's, and he's a running back. And he played for some small-ish school, Buffalo. He played in Buffalo, and apparently just had an insane couple of years at Buffalo. I believe there was a game where he had 8 touchdowns.
Jesus
But
Christ.
he's 5'7", and nobody gave a fuck. But he played in high school with Chase Young. So Chase Young went to the head office and was like, "Yeah, I bet high school with this guy. He's pretty good. We should bring him in." And they're probably just like, "Yeah, just to keep Chase happy, we'll bring him in and have a look at him." But he's 5'7", not going to make the team. But then he goes and actually makes the fucking team, based on basically Chase Young's recommendation that he should be in the preseason at all. And I just think that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is pretty insane.
Chase Young for football team's GM. Make him come up with the name. Make him think of a name.
But yeah, so that was some fun stories I found out about. Now, for the other things, I was fairly happy with the Browns roster. I think we're on our third kicker this year. There was one lad who got cut, Marvin Wilson. He was an undrafted defensive tackle who I'd heard really good things about, but I believe he's now been cut and he's on the Eagles practice squad, which annoyed me because I did like him.
You also cut Lametta, which I found shocking. I thought he had okay games.
Yeah, but he threw 2 picks in that last game, and he was basically fighting for the third quarterback spot. And he must be bad if they brought in Nick Mullins to their practice squad over him. So
that's very fair. Nick Mullins sucks. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting move bringing Nick Mullins in ahead of anyone, I think. Yeah, bit of a weird one. But anyway, is my
standard.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, Ocean.
No, we missed all of that since you said Nick Mullins to the practice squad. So I was just chatting shit about Nick Mullins.
Yep, didn't get a word of that.
Yeah. What else were you saying? What was standard?
Just there wasn't too many surprises on the team. Dimitri Felton, who I mentioned last week, him actually making it. Some were saying that he probably wouldn't just because of how many good running backs that they already have, but
fair. This is a shit show, this episode. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on this episode. And it makes no sense to me because, yeah. I don't know. But I think the thing keeps breaking up. So, give us 2 seconds. All right, so on to the 49ers cuts this year then. I mean, I don't think I had any surprising cuts other than the Cam Newton one that, Mike, you were previously talking about. So there was just 2 notes that I wanted to make on the 49ers cuts for the year. The first was that they cut Wayne Gallman, the veteran running back, who got snapped up by the Falcons immediately.
Mm.
And I just wonder if, like, I like the
Have
roster, but I just worry if maybe they should have added him instead of someone else.
have the 49ers named the starter? Did Trey Lance Wood out, or is it still GBG's?
I think
Kyle
the
Shanahan
two
said he
QB
didn't.
system.
Kyle Shanahan said he didn't need to name a starter and that you could figure it out. So it's Jimmy G. Like he's been saying all along, it's Jimmy G. It's always going to be.
I
Jimmy
mean, Belichick's been saying Cam Newton all along.
G. Yeah, no,
And then went, you cut.
Yeah, but
it's
Jimmy
going to be
G's
Jimmy
still
G.
on the roster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wonder if Wayne Gallman should have been kept over maybe Jermichael Hasty, but like all the running backs seem to have a really good preseason. The other cut that I wanted to discuss was one I was quite disappointed about, and it was, haha, Clinton Dix didn't make the roster.
No.
Nah.
Yeah,
Come on. How did he not make he had a pick?
I know.
Haha.
He just
That's really
didn't
annoying.
make it.
I just assumed he wouldn't even bother to
Is
check.
he a quarterback or a safety?
Safety.
Safety.
Never mind then. If he was quarterback, there's a high shout. He goes to New England.
If he was cornerback, he would have made that roster because our cornerbacks are dirt, I think.
Are
But,
you still holding out for Sherman, or what's the story?
No, I don't think so. I think. Hold on, let
No,
me get
he's gone, isn't he?
No,
yeah.
he's still a free agent though. He's
Oh yeah.
No, I
like
said yeah. Our 49ers holding out to sign Will Sherman.
No.
No.
Hold on, let me check our cornerbacks. Oh yeah, we've got. I think it's 2 rookies at cornerback. No, one
Tart?
rookie at cornerback.
Yeah.
Tart
Thomas.
safety or
Jaquiski Tartt to safety. We've got Quan Williams and Jason Verrett and Emmanuel Mosley, who I really like all those 3 to be honest. And
Fair
I'm
enough.
interested to see Ambry Thomas how he does the rookie. I think it's where
It's
is
fair.
yeah fair. So Clinton Dix didn't make it ahead of Talanoa Hufanga, the rookie I was talking about last week, who had a fantastic preseason. Just Quisky Tart
Yeah.
and Tavon Williams or Tavon
Huh.
Wilson, excuse me. But I am very disappointed about Clinton Dix not making it. Hasn't missed a game in 6
I know,
NFL
that was gonna be
seasons.
Very reason to watch.
I think Clinton you signed him from free agency, right? Was it a big move free agency or
I don't think so. I don't remember, to be honest, but I don't think so.
yeah. I think someone will
He
snap him
signed
up.
a 1-year deal with them. I don't know
Okay.
how much money it was. But
I could see him still getting onto a roster somewhere. I
He
think
was
he's a good
released
player.
by the Cowboys a year ago and didn't play in the NFL
Yeah.
in 2020. I forgot about that. But yeah, I hope he does go somewhere. I think part of the reason that they
That's
didn't
sad.
sign him was because of that interception call. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
ha.
Ha
It was horrifying to listen to.
Oh, good.
100% anyone who
Better
hasn't seen
clip
it
we've had.
should go and watch it. Fantastic.
While we're on quarterbacks, speaking of quarterbacks, there's something I forgot to mention with the Patriots, which I think is smart by Belichick, and see if it reaps the word. Putting Gilmore on the PUP still. I was once again wrong, assuming he'd be ready for week 1. No. But we still reckon it's the holdout that he's asking for the money. But by Belichick calling his bluff and putting him on that, he misses the first 7 games. And now he'll have 10 games to, not only if he wants to play for us, he'd have to play well if he wants to get a contract from any team next season for the money he wants.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting now. The ball's back on Stefan's court now to pick.
It's an interesting
If
move.
he holds out and doesn't play, then he won't get the money because people are like, well, you've been injured. Do we want to give a 34-year-old a long-term contract
Yeah,
for the money he
cornerback,
wants?
which is the hardest, one of the harder positions to stay at 12-year-old.
Exactly. I think, is it at the drop-off's 33? That's
Oh,
when
like
it's just a
earlier.
decline for starters.
Yeah. Like if you hit the 30s and you're starting cornerback, you're just insane.
So I think it'll be interesting to see how it develops. That if he really wants to have the money he wants, he'll need to play extremely well. Not only to get a contract with the Patriots, but any team.
Fair.
But it does leave us kind of weak in our secondary.
Well, you have not a Pro Bowler again.
Yeah, but can he make the transition from 2 to 1?
Probably not.
Is a thing, and then he's there. Jawan Williams, he's done okay, but I don't have much faith.
I'm still surprised he's not fake. Like, I was convinced he was a genuine player when he was on my team in Madden. Never thought he was real. His picture just looked super fake.
You've thought that about a number of players, though.
Yeah.
Not that many.
And you give out to
Timmy
me.
Jernigan.
Sorry. You give out to me when I said that one player.
Okay,
Viscous
Timmy Jernigan
Chenault.
was just because you kept calling him Timmy Jernigan, and like that did sound fake.
The
That's his
Viscous
name,
Chenault.
though.
Yeah. Just the way you used to reference those two.
The Viscous
Yeah.
Chenault is a fantastic name, to be fair.
The way you used to reference Paddy Queen, I honestly would say, if I haven't met the guy, that this guy was fake.
I know.
Paddy Queen.
Yeah. You also had Boston Scott, like, so we're 2 for 2.
Oh, come on. A Boston Scott playing for the Patriots. Come on. How is that not Jen?
He has a Wikipedia page.
All right, let's move off the NFL now, and we're going to do a quick roundup of the summer transfer window. Does anyone have any major talking points they want to discuss first?
I have one, and I think it's going to be a juicy one, and it's going to...
Oh.
I'm excited for this.
Yes. So, let's talk Liverpool's transfers, right?
I'm less excited for this.
Exactly, I know. Now, I can see the argument. We did improve our team a lot this year, which I found right. As a coach, I think you could always improve your team, and I understand we didn't, and most of our money went to re-signing our players, which I think is good. But at the end of the day, contracts mean nothing in football. A player can leave even if they've signed a long-term contract, they can leave.
Yes.
It's harder to do, but I'm thinking to myself, why are we focusing all our money on the transfers on this when it's still they can leave? If a bid comes in, the contract means nothing to an extent.
I mean, no, you're completely wrong there, in my opinion. To be honest, contract is a huge thing because you can. A longer contract means you get more money, which is better off. You have more of a chance to replace the player you've lost, but also you have more leverage to keep the player if they've signed a longer contract. Especially like a number of players that I think we re-signed had only 2 years left on their contracts.
There's players that we've signed longer contracts for, which I'm saying they have significant years left on the contract. Henderson's contract, I don't agree with when I think it left. It wasn't something you need to re-sign now.
But you just hate Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, you just.
No, I'm just saying we didn't. He had 2 years. He had 2 years left. At the end of that contract, he would have been 33, 34. Would there have been much interest from other teams to get a 33-year-old midfielder?
Yeah, I would think
there
so.
would have been.
From the starting Liverpool captain, yes.
Oh, but
100%.
you think they would have been high offer teams, and Liverpool said at the end, yeah, we'll offer you another contract at the end of this. I think he'd still sign.
It depends on where they are, but
I also think the fact that Gini Wijnaldum just ran out his contract and left has made a huge impact on how we do business. But I think
Yeah, but Genie said it
you're a
was because
fucking
he didn't
idiot,
get
to be
money or the
honest,
deal.
so-
No, I'm thinking Genie left because he said he wasn't the money he wanted because of his age. He didn't want to give him a long term because of his age.
Yes, which
That's
would
what
have
Gini
been
said.
the exact same issue for like you're saying Henderson would have been 33 at the end of his contract, so surely it would be the same issue there. and you just go, "Nah,
Yeah,
I'm just
but
gonna
we
roll
gave it
down
to Henderson. We
and go
gave
to
it to Henderson.
fucking PSG or someone who will actually give me the money."
No, but see, I don't think Henderson is as rated it by other teams as we think.
I think you're just an idiot, to be honest.
No,
all
that's fair. You can
that's-
say it, but you defend Henderson with a passion you do, and I know it
Yeah, 'cause he's a
triggers you so
fantastic
much.
player. He's a
No.
fantastic player, and you're just an idiot. You're one of those people who used to say, "Oh, he only passes sideways or backwards." Like,
Oh my God, he did.
you're a
He
fucking
did us shit.
moron. Like he
Nah,
did what he was supposed to do. You can't go.
he
"Oh,
he's not even in my starting 11 for Liverpool. I've got Elliot, Thiago, and Fabinho as my starting 11.
yeah, you're a moron."
Also, we're giving to a guy that's also heavily injury prone. It's like the money. I don't think he was a terrible necessity to lock him down with 2 years left.
I stand by. You're a fucking idiot. And using Henderson as your one example.
Oh no, there was many. Matt Phillips, our sixth choice centre back.
Yeah,
Why
who's
did we
got
sign
fucking
him?
practically nothing. Like that money wouldn't go towards.
But we didn't need to
any-
sign. But we didn't need to sign. Why are we spending money on Matt Phillips?
Again, I
Why?
think you're a fucking moron.
Why are we sending? Why did we spend?
He had
Once
1 year
again,
left
just
on
ask
his
me
contract.
what. Yeah, was he going to play for us?
You don't. You have no idea.
No, no.
He could easily play for us. He most likely will in cups, I would think. But
No, I assume it'll be. We have. Kayante still needs to get games. Gomez still needs to get games.
there's going to be plenty of games to be playing in. Honestly, I think
Nah.
you're a fucking moron, and that's where I'm
You
going to leave
could
this.
say it, but-
I'm not arguing with you about this anymore because you just piss me off.
All right, okay. You
Keane,
get angry.
did you have any transfer roundup? This is like not. Did you have any deals that you thought were interesting, which was the whole point of this topic, and not just to
Yeah,
bitch about Liverpool needlessly because
just
you're a
for
fucking idiot?
Mike to bitch about Jordy Hendo again.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron, and I hate him so much sometimes. That's not the point.
I was surprised that Harry Kane's thing never went through. That was I was waiting for the news for that him to go somewhere. But
Yeah,
you know, as he said, he only missed those days of training, which he was allowed to
so funny.
because he was allowed to, and everything's okay.
Daniel Levy was never gonna drop his valuation, but I just find it kind of funny that City would go out and spend 100 million on Grealish and then not spend 100 million on or 150 million on Harry Kane. They'd try and fucking save like 10 million needlessly, given that they're backed by an entire fucking country. Like, I don't really see why. Like, Harry Kane was 100% worth more than Grealish. I don't think Grealish was worth the 100 million either. I thought it was. Yeah, it's just very interesting to see. I saw someone say during the week that they felt sorry for Gabriel Jesus because he's now a backup striker in a team without a striker. It's just a fantastic comparison. But yeah, I was also kind of surprised to see Harry Kane not move to City. I think he would have been a fantastic option there for them. But I'm not surprised that Spurs didn't want to let him go. I just wonder how that'll affect their relationship going forward.
Yeah. But I suppose they're just happy to have him, and like it wouldn't be. He might be annoyed that the deal never got made, but I still think they're okay.
I think he's too focused on his personal achievements to decide he's just not going to perform or not going to play for a season.
True.
One deal that I really wanted to talk about was Antoine Griezmann is gone back to Atletico Madrid for I think 40 million. I think
14 or 40.
40. I
That
think
makes
it's
more
a
sense.
loan with an obligation to buy. I believe.
Well, he's definitely loaned to Atletico Madrid. Guarantee you that much.
Yeah, well, I think it's an obligation to buy next year for 40 million. Yes, yeah, it is 40 million euro. Um, so essentially, Barcelona paid. Oh, they paid 120 million in 2019 to have him for 2 seasons and then sell him back for 40 million. So at an 80 million loss for 2 seasons, which seems insane.
That's just good business for Atletico.
It's fantastic business for Atletico. And I think actually
Yeah.
because it's a loan with an obligation to buy, Barca are paying some of his wages this year. I believe.
It might be, yeah.
But I'm not 100%. But they. I also saw that Barcelona wanted to loan João Felix off Atletico for a year, which I just thought was like seemed insane, an insane proposition to put towards them. I feel like it was like Liverpool or someone asking City to loan Ferran Torres or someone. Like just a stupid. Like
Yeah.
I don't even see why you would ask for it.
Isn't Joe Felix unhappy at Atletico?
Is he?
He said multiple times he regrets going there because of the way they play. It's not how he likes to play.
I hadn't heard that at all, to be honest.
I've heard it multiple play. He says I can't remember who he said it to, but there has been reports of him saying that he regrets going to Atletico.
Fair.
Not like being, the physical bully kind of ball that they
Yeah.
play. He does not like that. He wants to play where he's free flowing, attacking.
That's fair.
Kind
I
of
think
Yeah,
that
that's
was
fair.
a part of. That was something that everyone was saying when he did originally go to Atletico. Like he doesn't look like he's built for the bully other
Demands.
teams and
Bully ball.
bully ball. Yeah, I don't know.
So I think, Barca were just trying their arm saying, we know you have this disgruntled guy.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see with that transfer that essentially Barcelona in the Griezmann transfer gave Anton Griezmann to Barcelona. In return, they got Luis Suarez, La Liga title, Messi leaving Barcelona, and getting Griezmann back
I know. Yeah, it's
in this transfer.
such a good deal for them.
Yeah, Messi leaving was part of the deal. Like, not only take him back, if you also get rid of Messi, send him
But
somewhere else.
with that said, wasn't I know we went over the La Liga restriction episode,
Yeah.
but when they were trying to lower the wage bill, surely this Griezmann deal should have gone through earlier to do it first. Surely keeping Messi should have been a priority.
From what it sounded like, at the time they had been trying to offload Griezmann.
Yeah,
who
and
had
he
said
said
he
no.
would only go to Atletico, and I think at the time Atletico weren't putting in any bids for him, which is fantastic shithousery from Atletico to go. Yeah, no, like we're not going to take him back until after you have to get rid of Messi.
Did they
Yeah.
not put in any offers because Barcelona gave them the wrong email address?
They left out an A.
They left out the L.
Could have been on
Ah,
could have been in spam, to be fair.
yeah. Didn't see it.
Cheer about Miralem Pjanic has gone to Besiktas as well, on a loan for a year, but he took a 60% pay cut from his Barcelona wages.
Oof.
So like I
I
love how they're doing
did
all
not
these
hear
things
about-
now after Messi's gone, and it's like, well, you surely you like Mike said, like surely you should have been trying to do this beforehand. But Pjanic was one of their top earners, and he took a 60% pay cut and now earns 3.2 million net per year. And Besiktas
Jesus.
are going to pay 2.75 million of that, and Barca are going to pay the rest.
Didn't they go from their Barca's front three from Messi, Griezmann, and Dembele to now it's Brantworth, Depay, and Fati?
Yeah.
Yes.
For 3.
So
Yeah, true.
Pjanic was on like 8 million net per year before that pay cut.
Like that, yeah.
He was one I just never under Barcelona got. It's trade him. It was a trade deal, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It
So
was that they sold some young midfielder. It was essentially a trade deal.
Young
They did it
defender.
separately.
It was a young defender to Juventus.
Yeah, for 70 million, and then bought Pjanic that same transfer window for 60 million. So it was essentially
It doesn't
a
make
trade
sense,
deal. They
does
did
it?
it in 2 separate
Yeah.
transactions.
But what makes no sense, Keith, is Barca spent more and they got an aged left back compared to their very good young left back.
Midfielder.
And it was like, what was a midfielder? And I
Yeah,
was saying to
Pjanic
myself,
is a midfielder, yeah.
what are they doing? Didn't make sense. Keep the young one. He has more years left.
Yeah, that's
it was
not
insane.
great business.
Yeah, for Juventus, it was fantastic.
Oh yeah. No, for Juventus, great. It seems like everyone's just like using Barcelona the correct word, or
Yeah, I mean, they brought it on themselves, though.
It's a fire sale.
Arthur
How long-
is the player that they sold to Juventus.
how long do you think it'll be before Barcelona return to any kind of recent form?
I don't know. Like, the amount of debt
well-
they're in is insane.
It depends. Like, what's the reason for him? Like, I still think they'll be a top 5 La Liga side.
Yeah, but that's a far cry from where they were. You know,
Top 3. It's
the
the
top
position.
yeah,
It's
there's a
top
bigger,
2. Like,
bigger gap.
There is, yeah, no, there's a much bigger gap between where they are and where they were. Than it looks like, in my opinion. Like, who else is in that top 5? We've got Atletico, Real, Barcelona, Villarreal, and Sevilla, maybe.
Villarreal and Sevilla.
I'm not
Atletico,
actually sure.
yeah.
What was the season? What was the table last season? I'm looking it up now.
Yeah.
Once this loads, this would be nice.
Yes, Sevilla. Sevilla were 4th,
Real Sociedad were 5th.
and Barcelona.
Villarreal were 7th last year. So yeah, like
They qualified for the Champions League group stages, though.
yeah.
Who?
Villarreal.
Villarreal?
In 7th.
That's because they won
They won
the
Europa League.
Europa.
Beat
fair.
United on penalties. Fantastic.
I'd say then that I forgot about that. Yeah, so I could say that distracted them at least a little bit, so you could probably push them up higher than what they were in the league.
So, okay. So, if we say even if Barca lose 20 points, that still puts them
Seventh.
ahead of 5th, 4th.
No,
Oh, 82. would
you
be-
physically
62.
losing points.
Yeah, like they subtract 66th. Take 20 points off 82. It's still 62
They got
points.
79 points last
Yeah, I
season.
don't know what you're looking at, Mike.
You're looking at
I'm looking at
the
points.
season
The
before.
last
You're
year.
looking at 1920.
Yeah.
You're looking at 2
Yeah,
seasons.
I'm looking at
Yeah, I
1920.
was like, what the fuck are you doing? No, because
I don't know why.
it's-
I don't know
and
why
it
was
it's.
7th.
It's a much closer table last season.
Oh,
Now,
fair,
you wonder
yeah.
how much of that is due to COVID and all that stuff, because it was a very strange season
This makes more sense.
in the
That's
Premier
how I was
League.
looking. I was looking at the
Fucking
19.
moron.
No, it's the default one it kept me, and I'm looking at the default one was Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, Villarreal. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Go me. And it defaulted that when I said La Liga table last year.
Oh my gosh.
Did you Google La Liga table last year?
Yeah, that's what came up.
Fucking.
Well, I suppose, yeah, because last year would have been 2020. So, yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah, but it should be 2020, 21, not
That'd be
19,
last
2020.
That'd be last season, not
Yeah.
last year.
They're
Last year
different
would have been
things.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
I stand by my previous statement of you're a moron.
Yeah, because you were just throwing out numbers, and I was like,
Where
what
are
the
you
fuck?
getting
Like,
these
am
numbers
I
from?
wrong?
Yeah, I'm looking. To be fair, and it doesn't help that when I was Googling, it says Madrid top, and I was like, yeah, that's Atletico Madrid. I just assumed Atletico Madrid, and it's actually Real Madrid. And I was like, yeah, no, this is actually when I look at it. Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ.
So it just says my table says Madrid, Barcelona, Madrid, and I'm like, yeah, I assume it's just that's the way it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how it goes this year. How like we're 3 games in, and Barcelona have 2 wins and a draw.
The Pie's been playing well for them. I must give him credit where credit's due.
They beat Real Sociedad and Getafe and drew with Bilbao 1-1.
Oh, there is one story on a transfer I did enjoy with United.
Go on.
Phil Jones sticking to his guns and refusing to give Varane the number 4 jersey.
Oh, you love to see it. Did you see as well? United have asked for a special discount. What's something?
It has happened before, though. Is it Yossi
It's happened,
Benayoun?
like, yeah, once before I think.
And that's what
what?
they're claiming.
They're looking for a special. You have to apply to the Premier League now to change player numbers, I think, because the season started. So they've applied to the
right.
Premier League so that Cavani can give Cristiano Ronaldo the number 7, and
Yes.
Cavani's preferred number apparently is like 21 or 25, I think. Whatever
Right.
Dan James had. So there's a theory going around that the only reason they sold Dan James was to free up that number so that Cavani could get it. So I think
I'm
it's
hearing a lot
fantastic.
that Cavani is on his way out because he's the whole. Do you remember we were
surprise me.
discussing it last season with the last episode with the refusing to let players go
Yeah.
on thing? Cavani wants to play for Uruguay, and
Well,
they're like,
this-
well,
I
and
think
if he plays for Uruguay, he'd be out till Christmas, just based on
because of all the
Risk-
international breaks.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and him be missing out. So that's one of the reasons why I said, yeah, okay, we'll have to get rid of use.
I think like the international stuff is very different in the culture around internationals is very different in South America than it is in Europe. Like it's country first and then club.
And
Like,
it's
in
also
Europe,
a case.
a lot of it is club first. and
Well,
then
first,
country.
but it's also a case of I say Cavani's he probably doesn't have much left.
And if
into
you're gonna play
it.
it, it's golf first. But
Yeah.
no, I think you're right. He is like, what age is Cavani now? He's 30 something.
Yeah, so he's probably thinking this is my last hurrah for Uruguay.
Yeah, it's possibly his last World Cup. Like, and these are World Cup qualifiers. He
So
is
he won-
34. So like he'd be 38. Well, next year he'd be 39 by the time the next World Cup comes around. So this could easily be his last
Yeah.
World Cup if they qualify. So I think it's
Yeah.
very understandable that he'd want to go and play for them.
Yeah.
So but you'd see if they give him and let him go.
Yeah. I mean, like, looking at the depth they have, though, at striker, it's. Hold on, let me find it. Like, they have now Ronaldo, you're going to play at striker, Mason Greenwood, Rashford, who can play on the wing as well. But
Martial.
Martial, Sancho can play up front, can't he?
I think he's just right
He's more
winger.
of a winger. Like Cavani might not even be get a game there. Like I would put Ronaldo ahead of him. And then you have to look at like the future. Like Cavani's 34, Ronaldo's 36. Surely you have to Mason Greenwood's doing fantastically. I would probably put him second in the
Yeah.
depth chart, like. So I don't think letting Cavani go is a huge issue unless they pick up a couple of injuries.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cavani would be happy if they stop him from playing for Uruguay just to sit him on the bench until Christmas.
I
if,
think it's a
if
case
they don't
of
get
I
any injuries.
think it's a case of they're going to just let him go. The play as international, still be with United, and then maybe after Christmas comes back and they see where they are at the table
Yeah,
and what competitions they're left in.
yeah, I'd say that's probably fair.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any other transfer
fun story.
Points I wanted to make. Go on.
Fun story. Game one, the first game week, United Leeds game. United Leeds fans were chanting at Dan James, "You're too shit to play for us." 15 days later, so some say that's the only reason he signed for Leeds was to prove them wrong.
Oh, that's fantastic. I
So,
wonder if they'll still chant it because, like, I kind of hope
I
they
hope
do,
so.
just to like stick to their guns. But
I don't think they will.
I also don't think they will. But you gotta stand on principle
I-
when you're gonna chant that kind of thing.
I think that's actually a very good signing for Leeds. I think he will do well there. His pace with the way they play football, I think, could be a very scary prospect for most
Fair.
teams.
25 million for him was decent as well. Decent amount of
good
money
to
they
see.
got from.
Good to see there's some good etiquette with most clubs sending the correct email addresses.
That's so fucking
Thank
funny.
you.
All right.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
Keen, did you have any other
No.
other points you wanted to make?
I
All
think
right.
we're okay.
I don't think I had any other points I wanted to make either, so I think we'll just we'll leave it there.
All right.
All right. Apologies again for any technical difficulties.
What
throughout the
technical
episode.
What
difficulties?
technical difficulties?
I mean,
Uh,
can we just point out when I fully assumed when we did that reset that you would acknowledge it, but no,
I
you just
thought
went
you
straight
would
to
too, just- yeah.
49ers.
Yeah,
and
anyway,
then Keane
moving
ran.
on.
Yeah,
Keane ran.
it would have been perfect, except for the fact that you've just brought it up now.
It wouldn't have been
It wouldn't have
perfect.
been because
I
Keane was
assumed that.
mid-rant when you left. He was
Yeah.
still talking.
I
And
couldn't
you went,
remember.
So
Well,
49ers.
because he might have been still talking, but then I covered it up because I chatted shit about Nick Mullins. And
We
then
didn't hear that.
Yeah, I know you didn't hear it because
I'm intrigued to listen to this back and see how good or bad that transition is now.
oh, it's probably shocking. I did
I
say
feel
give us
so.
2 seconds and then pause it and then came back. So like it literally goes, all right, give us
Yeah,
2
that's
seconds.
definitely that thing.
Anyway, the 49ers.
Anyway,
Anyway,
moving
anyway,
on.
anyway, we'll leave it there.
Yes.
Feed the algorithm.